The brand new Huawei P30 Pro, the phone it promises to redefine photography, is here, with 4 cameras in the back, one of the biggest batteries around, and a beautiful premium design. The first thing you notice about the P30 Pro is that it is a big 6.5-inch phone, but thanks to its curved screen and tall 19.5:9 aspect ratio, it is not as wide as an iPhone XS Max or even a Galaxy S10 Plus, so we find it more comfortable to hold. The design is your modern-day mix of a glass front and back and a metal frame, and it feels very sturdy and well put together. Huawei pioneered a new smartphone design style with the gradient finishes it introduced last year, and this year the P30 Pro brings a new twist on that, with fresh and bold colors that the company says are inspired by nature. You have a black version with a classic look, a pearl white one, a brand new amber sunrise red one, a breathing crystal white and blue color gradient, and the aurora blue and green color gradient. The amber sunrise is clearly the most striking of them all, with its bold red color that Huawei says is inspired by a sunrise reflected off the sea. My personal favorite, however, is the aurora blue and green combination, a new twist on the twilight gradient from last year. The colors, however, are what is mesmerizing. They're bright shades of blue and green, and they seem to flow in beautiful patterns as you look at the device from different angles. The screen on the P30 Pro is an AMOLED one, and it has improved from the Mate 20 Pro, which had a slight green cast. Bezels are trimmed to the absolute minimum, and you only have a tiny teardrop notch for the front camera at the top of the phone. But since there is no notch here, you also do not get the advanced 3D face recognition from the Mate 20 Pro. You can still use a camera-based face recognition system, which is not as secure, or you can use the fingerprint scanner that is embedded under the screen. It's an optical one, and I found it to be slightly faster than the one on the Mate 20 Pro, but it really is a shame that 3D face recognition, which worked so well on the Mate, is not available here. Under the hood, the P30 Pro is powered by Huawei's own Kirin 980 chip, paired with 8 gigs of RAM, which together deliver the fast experience and multitasking you expect in a flagship, and no less. The base model of the P30 Pro comes with 128 gigs of onboard storage. There's also a 256 gig model. Both of them support expandable storage, but with a twist. The twist is called Nano SD, a brand new card standard championed by Huawei. So what's the benefit? Huawei's idea is that Nano SD cards are actually the same size as a Nano SIM card. So this makes it possible to design a SIM tray that has the Nano SD card on one side and the Nano SIM on the other. So the tray is much smaller, leaving space for important components like, say, a larger battery. Most importantly, the P30 Pro wants to rewrite the rules of photography, and in this fight it is armed with 4 cameras on the back and 1 on the front. The star of the show is clearly the new 40 megapixel super spectrum sensor that uses a brand new pixel arrangement. Rather than having a red, a blue and 2 green pixels, the sensor replaces the green ones for yellow. This has one key benefit: much better light sensitivity. And in fact, the new sensor can absorb 40% more light. You also have an ultra-wide shooter and another camera that you will not see on other mainstream phones: a Periscope zoom camera. A proper telephoto lens requires space between the lenses and would make a smartphone very thick. So Huawei has come up with this clever idea of fitting this whole setup in a tunnel perpendicular to the back of the smartphone, and the light is passed to this tunnel via a 90-degree prism. It's a clever workaround, and this new Periscope camera gives you a 5 times native zoom with unprecedented amount of detail. Last but not least, the P30 Pro comes with a 4200 mAh battery on board, larger than on the Galaxy S10 Plus and the iPhone XS Max. And you get benefits like 40-watt fast charger in the box that will top up your battery from 0 to 70% in just half an hour. You also have support for wireless charging at speeds of up to 15 watts. Plus, the P30 Pro supports reverse wireless charging, so the phone can act as a wireless power bank. There are also a few interesting details around the P30 Pro that you should know about. First, it has no headphone jack. Sorry. Second, you do get an infrared blaster so that your phone becomes the remote control. Third, the earpiece is now the screen. The P30 Pro has a fancy new magnetic suspension system that vibrates the screen to produce sound for calls, and this replaces the in-call speaker. This is not just cool tech, but it also has the added benefit of being very discreet, so even when you have the call at the highest volume, it will still be transmitted directly to your ear and not to everyone else around. All in all, the Huawei P30 Pro looks and feels like an accomplished Android flagship phone. It has the speed, the camera performance, and all the rest to compete with the best. The price is said to be around the 1000 mark, as much as your Samsungs and iPhones. Now, if you don't want to spend that much money, there will also be a $750 model, the regular P30, that has the same performance but a smaller screen, smaller battery, and a slightly less impressive camera. And this rounds up our first look at the new Huawei P30 Pro. Thank you for watching this video. Thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to see more. My name is Vic Christoph, and I will talk to you next time right here on PhoneArena.